So you're just not interested in whether people die in their jobs?
No.
It's just irrelevant. We're about to talk about migration again, but not in the usual way. Moaning about foreigners fleeing war and persecution to build a new life for themselves here. No. Today we're talking a whole different game. The number of Brits, especially young Brits, who have become or want to become economic migrants to seek new opportunities in pastures far from here. Why? Why on earth would anyone want to leave this glorious country, especially after we won our sovereignty back with Brexit? And these people are traitors, are they not? Turning their ungrateful backs on this fine and pleasant land. Apparently lots of you fancy a new life in Dubai. That's what the broadsheets keep reporting anyway. Undaunted by reports of modern slavery and good old-fashioned Sharia law that means no sex if you're not married, no sex if you're gay. Why would you trade broken Britain for all that nonsense, I wonder? Give me a call and share. 034 56060 973, the number. As I said, talk of a brain drain has been preoccupying some newspapers, and not just an unfocused drain of brains to the four corners of the earth, but more specifically this targeted move to Dubai. I used to date someone over there, so I know a little bit about the place. It's a lovely tourist destination, as long as you don't want to have sex with someone who's not your spouse, which is curious, as there are clubs out there filled with sex workers. I can only presume they're all unemployed. Ranjan's on the line from Dubai. Morning, Ranjan.
Hi, good morning, Matthew.
Morning.
Good morning. I left for Dubai in September of this year, and I'm in my 50s.
Okay.
I'm an entrepreneur. I've been doing some form of business ever since I was 11 years old. I've spent the last 30 years in the UK developing properties, and it simply wasn't fun anymore. When it takes longer to get permission to build something than it does to actually build it out, and you're tied up in red tape, it just is preposterous.
I've got so many...
I don't feel in my 50s I've got the luxury of waiting for a new Prime Minister. I love doing entrepreneurial stuff, and there's just no opportunity. It's gummed up with regulation, and it's depressing. It was bad for my mental health there. Okay, so it's just a whole world of opportunity. You go to Dubai, which doesn't actually publish the deaths of construction workers, but I'm looking at things here that officially there's some number of 34 deaths in construction in Dubai, but actually figures put it closer to 850. Saudi Arabia had 21,000 construction worker deaths. Well, it's on your conscience. You're the property developer. No, hang on. I didn't say I was doing property development out here. And it is very easy to cherry-pick little stats, which Western media seem to do, because they don't want people to discover. Because in the West, for the last 30 years, we've been like frogs in slowly boiling water. And you don't know when it's too hot to be able to jump.
Yeah, although you call it a minor. You call it a minor.
And I dispute all those sort of stats.
You dispute them. So you're just not interested in whether people die in their jobs.
No.
It's just irrelevant.
There are accidents everywhere. I don't know. That's not my subject line. My subject line is the opportunity for entrepreneurs, no matter who they are.
So it doesn't matter about anything else.
There's no reward for taking risk in the UK.
So it's just entrepreneurship, and I don't care about anything else. It's just about making money from business. I don't care about anything else.
No. It's not about the money. It's about the safety. It's about the opportunity. It's also about the financial freedom. It's also about the fun of doing business again in an environment that encourages it.
So safety is your number one. Safety was your number one example, and yet you have no interest in the safety of construction workers in Dubai, which is curious. Ranjan,
because that's not my area. I'm not responsible for that.
But you live in a country. You've chosen to live in a country. You've chosen to live in a country.
Whether your figures are accurate or not. What I'm looking at, let's take a look at the budget, for example. We've had 4 or 5 months of speculation. Business and people have been just disabled from taking any action because they simply don't know.
But we have an NHS we can use when we have cancer, and if you lose your job, you'll lose your health insurance, and I bet you'll be on the first plane back to get free NHS treatment.
No. You have the health insurance, that's fine. What I'd like to compare and contrast is they announced a budget here in the UAE. It's 3 years. It's a 3-year budget. So people and businesses have a planning horizon in which they can lay their plans and get on with stuff. Not just...
they don't have to worry about democracy or votes, do they?
There'll be more speculation in the media and it's moribund.
But you don't have to worry about democracy or votes, do you? It's an autocratic family. Ranjan, pleasure talking to you. It's just interesting. It's money, entrepreneurship, but no real interest in any of the other things going on in the country you've chosen to inhabit. I guess it makes sense. I couldn't live like that myself.